Good afternoon. Welcome to sunny Vancouver, BC. This is Glenn from Glenn Meditation. I thought I would do an update. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube, and I think I just updated on. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm 51 years old, male who's had Parkinson's for over 3 years. I don't take Parkinson's medication. I believe that if I do take the medication, that it's a fake form of dopamine, and from what I've seen, people who are young that go on it get something called dystonia, where they wriggle around like that, and I don't hope to have that. I have some really good days and some really bad days. So Parkinson's is confusing. It comes and goes. 1 hour can be really good, and another hour can be, I'm getting attacked by a fly here out on the patio. 1 hour can be really bad. So basically, I'll just go through the protocols that I'm on now. Currently, I'm back on celery juice, and that's become really expensive, like crazy expensive. It's actually, before, when I was doing celery juice like 3-4 months ago, it was expensive, but it's basically doubled. So with the celery juice, because of the expense of it, I basically buy a big jar, and then I split it over 3 days and have about 10-11 ounces a day instead of the recommended 16 ounces, because it's just too expensive. It's like $20 for 32 ounces of it. So it's crazy. I don't know if it's a summertime thing or whatever, but before, when I was doing it, my skin got much better, so I thought I'd go back on that and just see what happens. It feels good in the summertime to have the juice in the morning. My diet is mainly meat-based. I even have some bread and cheese because just out of convenience, I go and get hamburgers, and I find for my health, a lot of people think, oh, the hamburger is bad for your health, and fast food places have a bad thing. But basically, if you take away the fries and the drink, it's up to be seen, because my health's getting better when I don't have fries and a drink and I have a hamburger. Sometimes I just have the patty and not have the bread, but I don't seem to be reacting too much to the hamburgers lately. Another protocol that I did is chelation protocol, where I get supplements from a company called Living Supplements in South Africa, and the idea is to get the mercury out of the body that I had from my teeth and from living in Asia and stuff like that, and get the heavy metals out. That was really good when I was first doing it, because I was taking a different protocol to Andy Cutler, and I would just take the pills once a day, and then I felt benefits from that. But the Cutler protocol is popping the pills every 3 or 4 hours, and I kind of felt sick to my stomach from doing that. I'm not sure. I got my supplements from a different source for the Cutler protocol, and I'm not sure if I just react to them or what the gig is, because I was actually having a higher dose before when I had my supplements from Canada, and I wasn't getting sick, but just once a day. And with the Cutler protocol, it's taking it several times a day, like every 3 or 4 hours, actually. So I might go back on that and just see how I react again. But currently, I'm not doing the Cutler protocol. I would say one of the most positive things that I've done for my Parkinson's, and it's still in the early stages, so I can't make any conclusions, has been something called Simpson oil, or Phoenix Tears. If you go on YouTube and search Rick Simpson cannabis oil or Phoenix Tears, you can see more about it. And that's been really good, because I basically went from barely being able to walk some days and not having any motivation. Is if you don't know about Parkinson's, one of the things is you just, apparently we have a lack of dopamine in our brain, which I'm not even really sure of their theory. They like to make up theories that basically help them to, here's the problem, you have a lack of dopamine, now here's a drug that solves it. But if you look at the evidence of young people that go on dopamine drugs, then they get other side effects like dystonia, where their body wriggles and moves around like a snake, and that looks really painful, and I'm not interested in that. No, thank you. I can see why people take it if they're at the point that they can't move. And I do have times and days where it's really hard to move, but if I relax and just tell myself that this is just a passing thing, then I'm good to go, usually a few minutes later. One thing with Parkinson's is you feel much better when you're by yourself, so you can tend to lack motivation getting out and stuff like that. So anyhow, all that stuff aside, I got the Rick Simpson oil, and I got a high, I think, is it indica? The one, there's a sativa and indica, and I always get them mixed up. One gives you energy, and the other one makes you more groggy, and so one's like a cup of coffee, and the other one chills you out. So I'm taking the one that chills you out. I think that's indica. It's high THC anyhow. And basically what he does is he takes high THC cannabis and melts it down until it's into a black oil, and it comes in like a syringe, but there's no you don't inject it. There's no needle on the thing. It's just the syringe, which kind of makes you feel like, oh, I'm a junkie, it has that kind of feeling about it, but it's just the looks, it's just the way they store it. And you take a very small amount of it. You can look on YouTube at some people doing, it's called RSO, Rick Simpson oil, or cannabis oil for Parkinson's, and you can see some people have shakes really bad, and then they take it, and then whoop. For me, it really calms down my shakes, and I don't do it I'm a really sensitive person, so I don't really take the oil in the daytime because I'll just want to sleep and I'll be zombied out. So I take it before I go to sleep, and it helps me sleep much deeper, and it's good in that way. So my goal is not, and I don't think anybody's goal should become using cannabis just to get high all the time. Once in a while it's fun, but the goal with medicine is to take it when you're sick, and as you start to get better, to wean yourself off it. So that's basically what I've been doing. I took the oil for a few months. The last few days I haven't had any, and I'm just seeing how I'm going. And one thing that I see when I research around and listen to a lot of people's stories is Rick Simpson oil or cannabis oil is really good in and everybody's different. You got to find the amount. Like some people can take 10 milligrams and they'll be fine, and others will just be zombied out. So I'm the type that 10 milligrams and I really feel the effect. Anyhow, it gets you out of that thing where you're in so much pain and so kind of zoned out and lacking any motivation. And when you take the cannabis oil, next thing you know, you're a bit interested in things again. And when you go out for a walk, it doesn't hurt, so it's kind of fun, and you start kind of, it's kind of cool, how it has that effect. Cannabis has really been beat up in the media, and the governments have really suppressed it for a lot of years, and it's something that's really misunderstood, and the funny thing is that they legalize it for recreational use in places where the real benefits of it is medicinal and stuff like that. So for me personally, I went from barely being able to walk, I don't know if it's a coincidence, to that I can walk for several kilometers now most days. And I still get stiff and tired after that, but the oil's been one of the best things that I've done. If you have Parkinson's and you're in Canada or somewhere where it's legal, try to get a hold of it. I think a lot of countries you can get it for medicinal purposes. And so again, this is not smoking it. It's taking a tiny bit out of a syringe and just putting it on your tongue and swallowing it, and it's like kind of a black paste. Or if you don't like the taste, a person can put it in a cracker or a cookie or something like that. And you don't want to take it and then just go out and do stuff like drive a car or something. Definitely you want to be close to home and take a small amount, 5-10 milligrams, whatever your healthcare practitioner suggests for you, and then see. And then there's different people react different ways. Like you can get some ones that have more CBD, which is anti-inflammatory properties in the cannabis plant. It's an extract that a lot of people benefit from, and that doesn't get you high. Personally, I react better when I have high THC, low CBD, and sometimes I take just a CBD pill by itself during the daytime, which seems to chill me out if I'm going into the city and I'm going to be shaking because of anxiety and stuff like that. A lot of people don't realize that Parkinson's people, I don't know if it's we become self-conscious that people are staring at us or what it is, but I was never really an anxious person before. I used to just travel the world and go without much money and just trust and stuff. And now, since I got Parkinson's, just if I'm walking around town and I just run into somebody, then that's enough to, I don't know if it's just my adrenaline system or whatever. But so the CBD is no THC, so you don't get high. And it definitely chills you out, and it's good for anti-inflammatory properties. But that's really being pushed a lot of places, and it's important to know that a lot of the CBD oils are different in quality. And what I personally find the best is high quality products and oils with both THC and CBD in them. And for just healing in general, there's a theory that our cannabinoids, I don't know if I'm saying that right, system is burnt out from the junk food and the electricity in the modern day living. And so the bee is coming, so he's going to probably ruin my video here. But anyhow, I find the oils have been one of the best things I did, and I hope it can continue getting better. Anyhow, I thought I'd just do an update. So basically summarizing, I'm doing a lot of supplements, celery juice, Simpson oil, probably be back on chelation therapy. I had all my mercury fillings taken out last year, and there's definitely been improvement since then. And I even had a tooth pulled that didn't have any mercury in it, but for some reason after that was pulled, it had an infection in it, and I don't know if it's been there for a while, but I didn't feel it until a few days before it was done. And getting that tooth out has really changed my health for some reason. So I'm doing pretty good. If you've been watching my journey, I thought I'd check in and let you know. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.